Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy. Without any further interruptions, enjoy the What If. Chapter 12. Let the torture begin. Naruto woke up slowly and thought to himself, today is the day that I humiliate, torture, and possibly maim in the process Neji Hyuga, but first, I need to perform that jutsu. Naruto got up and slit his wrist, letting his blood flow on the ground until a pool collected on the ground. Next, he performed hand signs, kinjutsu, blood clone jutsu. 4 clones emerged from the pool of blood, then Naruto went through 15 hand signs, ninpu, soul release jutsu. He placed his hand over his heart and 4 glowing orbs came out of his body. One was a deep red, another deep one, the third one was a mix of red and blue and the last one was a deep orange. One by one, they shot into each clone and shifted into Dante, Virgil, Nero and Kasumi. Since when the 9 hells did you learn those jutsu? Kasumi asked. Naruto said, when Mizuki Tem tricked me into stealing the forbidden scroll, I found those jutsu before Kage Bunshin. They were fairly easy to read, so I memorized the signs to see that later on, they would be useful to me. It appears I was right, now let's get going, there are battles to be fought today. Naruto gave Rebellion, Ivory, and Ebony to Dante, Red Queen to Nero, Yamato to Virgil, and temporarily Burial to Kasumi until she could find her old sword again. Dante said, it's so good to be back again. Hey, Naruto, I have an idea, what do you say we rock Konoha to the core? Naruto smiled, sounds like a plan, Dante. Then the Jinchuriki grew serious, okay, Kasumi, there is a high possibility that the Sound and Sand Ninja will try to siege the walls and make most of the force move there, so I will need you to dispose of them quickly. Virgil will assist you shortly after our little scene. Dante and Nero, you will go to the cage box to help Oji-san. I am sure Orochimaru will disguise himself as the Cage or one of his bodyguards. The 4 nodded at Naruto's plan and headed out of the Sparta complex. Stadium Tenten and Hinata sat next to each other as the spectators filed into their seats. Hey, Hinata, how are you? Tenten asked to the Hyuga. Hinata replied, I am fine, Ten-chan. Tenten's eyes widened, hey, you are not stuttering anymore. Hinata giggled a bit, yeah, well, being around Naruto-kun can change a lot in a girl. Tenten said, speaking of him, where is he? Everyone is here except him, even Shikamaru. It is not likely for him to be late for something this big. Just then Sakura, Ino, and Kiba walked up to them. Hey, do you mind if we sit here? The Yamanaka asked. Both of the girls shook their heads and the 3 newcomers sat down. I wonder where Naruto and Sasuke-kun is. It's not likely for Naruto to be late, and Sasuke, I am guessing that Kakashi-sensei rubbed off of him. Ino reassured her old best friend, I am sure that they are both fine. Naruto may be a joker, but he has gotten strong, remember he did defeat Konoha, weapon mistress and former top kunoichi of the year, no offense, Tenten. Tenten smiled at her. None taken, Ino. Ino continued, and Sasuke is an Uchiha, trained by one of Konoha's best jonin. Sakura smiled at her friend, thanks, Ino, I just want to thank him for sending Ebisu-sensei to train me. I don't want to be left behind while they are getting stronger. Rado said, there is no sign of Uchiha Sasuke or Uzumaki Naruto, Lord Hokage. Sarutobi replied, I'm aware of Naruto's whereabouts, but Sasuke is still not here yet, eh? Then he noticed the Cage and his bodyguards approaching, we will discuss this later. He greeted the Cage, welcome, Cage Dono, I trust that your journey here was safe. The Cage said, it was a bit long and tiring, but Hokage Dono, you look a bit older. Shouldn't you be looking for a godime soon? The Sandaime inwardly scowled, according to Kin's insight, Orochimaru will be disguised and near me to try and kill me. Also he does have a knack for wanting to be known as a powerful person, such as the Yondaime Cage. Luckily due to a month preparation, thanks to Naruto and Kin, I am prepared for this moment. He thought. Instead he chose to laugh, no, not yet, I believe that I will be able to do this for at least another 5 more years. Well, then, Sarutobi stood up and announced, welcome, everyone, to the Chunin exam finals. Before we start the main tournament matches between the 8 participants who made it past the preliminaries, one of them would like to present a musical number to entertain the audience. The Cage said, if there are 8, one seems to be missing. The Hokage replied as he sat down, which is why we are allowing this to happen. Genma said, before we move, look at this for a moment. There have been some minor changes to the matches, check once again to see who you are fighting. Shikamaru thought, I had an extra match with that Dosu guy, did he forfeit or something? The Jonin said, now then, let's clear the area. As soon as they cleared the area, a blast erupted in the middle of the room to reveal a stage with instruments along with 4 cloaked people. Then one by one, the cloaks were thrown off to reveal Nero, Dante, Virgil, and lastly Naruto. Naruto said with a smirk, hey, it's showtime. Then he thought to himself, I hope Kasumi takes over those summoners quickly, so most of the main forces will be deployed here. The Spartans walked on the stage to their instruments. Virgil to the bass guitar, Dante to the acoustic, Nero to the drums, and Naruto to the electric guitar and microphone. Warriors of Time by Black Tide. Whoa, oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh. We are the ones, we are the warriors, we are the ones who fight for our right. We fight alone and yeah, we get what we want, we love the battle. And we will die for our cause. Whoa, oh, oh, we are the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, we are the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, yeah, now we will fight, we will fight. Till the day that we die, and we will live, we will live. For the battle, for the people, and they will tell, they will tell. All the stories about the warriors of time. Whoa, oh, oh. We are the warriors of time, we are the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, we are the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, we are the warriors of time, the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, yeah, the warriors, the warriors. The warriors of time, the warriors, the warriors, the warriors. Of time, the warriors, the warriors, the warriors of time. We are the warriors of time, we are the warriors of time, of time. That Baka always has to do something flashy. Sakura said with a soft smile on her face amongst the cheers. Tenten said, true, but he is quite a crowd pleaser though. I wonder who those 3 are, I have never seen them before. Naruto nodded to the rest of the Spartans and Virgil disappeared with pure speed while Dante and Nero moved towards the cage box. Genma commented, nice touch, kid. Naruto grinned, I aim to please, now how about we start this tournament? Genma nodded and called out, will Hyuga Neji please come down to the stadium? Neji walked down the stairs and into the open toward Genma and Naruto with his arrogant smirk on his face. Naruto frowned and calmed himself down, resisting the urge to wipe that smirk off of the Hyuga's face. I hope that Naruto-kun keeps his word, I doubt that he will show restraint against him. Hinata thought to herself, clasping her hands in her lap. Tenten looked at Hinata and whispered, don't worry, Naruto will keep his word, Hinata. He always does. The proctor said, first match, Neji Hyuga versus Naruto. He trailed off to see which name he should use. Proctor-san, go ahead and say it, they are bound to know anyway. Genma nodded, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Sparta. The crowd howled in protest until Naruto activated his devil trigger for a brief moment, shutting up their mouths. Fight! Genma shouted and moved far away, knowing about the Sparta's vendetta against Neji from Hayate. I am going to enjoy beating you, Sparta. Neji said. Naruto said, oh, really? And I expect you to go and run to daddy and he will say good boy, Neji, here, have a bone. Then he started to clap his hands as if he were calling a dog, come on, Neji, let's go. Neji flashed his Byakugan and charged at him. Kiba said, Naruto, move, he is dangerous in close combat. Naruto flipped backwards, summoning Gilgamesh and blocked Neji's swipes using the gauntlets. Then the Jinchuriki kicked him away, making Neji skid across the floor. The crowd gasped at the sight, a Hyuga was being bested in taijutsu. The Hyuga got up, you just got lucky. Naruto said, yeah, I guess I did, care to try your luck again, Hyuga? Neji charged in yet again and striked at Naruto, but the Sparta saw every move that the Hyuga made against him and just blocked using one arm, but then Neji got through his defense only for his wrist to be caught by Naruto. You improved. Then Naruto issued a palm strike to Neji's chest, sending him sprawling to the ground. Enough of this shit. Ninpu, Genwahi no Jutsu. Neji looked up and a flash of blinding light blinded him. Sucks to see 360 degrees around you, eh? Neji was forced to deactivate his Byakugan for a moment and closed his eyes, giving Naruto plenty of time to launch his assault. Ninpu. Shugokokuira no Jutsu. The bleached blonde whispered. Sakura said, so that is his plan. Ino said, what is? Hinata answered, the Genwahi or blinding light jutsu converts your chakra into a bright flash, temporarily blinding the opponent. Since Neji is blinded, Naruto was able to cast a genjutsu over him. I wonder which one it is though. Neji, not knowing that he was in the genjutsu, opened his eyes back up to find devastation, burning buildings, cracked walls, blood and dead people. Hey, idiot, does he know that the Byakugan can see through genjutsu? He thought as he fixed to activate his Byakugan until he heard something that chilled him to the bone. Neji. A voice said. Neji stiffened and turned to the voice, father. Sure enough, there was his father, Hisashi Hyuga, with a slash across his throat and a blood spatter on his white robe. And Neji, look at what you have done. Hisashi gurgled. Neji turned around to see Team Guy and several of his fellow branch members all looking dead, killed in gruesome ways. He may act like he does not care about them, but he does in secret, kinda like. Sasuke Tenten said, Neji, you asshole, why did you betray us? We trusted you with our lives. Neji flinched at her words, and then Lee spoke up, that was most unyouthful of you, Neji. I can't believe that you were my rival. Neji said, no, I didn't do this. Guy said, yes, you did, Neji. I am so disappointed in you. The Hyuga turned to see Guy's face. It didn't have that goofy, cheerful face he always have on. This facial expression was grim. Neji cried, I didn't do this. Lee retorted, then what is that in your hand, bastard? Neji looked down to see that his hands were heavily covered in blood and he was holding a bloody wakizashi. No, Neji said, trembling. Suddenly the branch members, his father, and Team Guy surrounded him, shouting their opinions in harsh tones. The cries of traitor, monster, main family dog, and bastard rang out, heavily bombarding Neji's mind. No, please, stop. I didn't do this, it isn't my fault, I would never do this, no. Neji whispered as he cried and held his hand, kneeling. Suddenly a voice came to his ears, wow, you cracked in less than 10 minutes, that is funny since your Byakugan can see genjutsu too. Neji looked behind him to see that the world has changed back into the stadium. Neji quickly wiped his tears away. You did this, you bastard, he growled at him. Naruto, leaning against the wall, oh, stop it, I could have let you suffer for 20 more minutes, but I am not finished with you yet, Neji Hyuga. Tasket Koi. Naruto flipped through hand signs ending with an unidentified hand sign, Akuden, Kinishuka no Jutsu. Suddenly the Hyuga team found him strapped to the table with familiar Hyuga elders surrounding him. Naruto's voice echoed throughout the realm, so this is your worst memory, eh? Neji said, release me. Naruto said, so why would I do that? I would have not gone through the trouble to cast the jutsu. Neji struggled to dispel the genjutsu, but his Byakugan couldn't activate and he tried biting his lip to breaking it. Oh, I forgot to mention, Neji. This is a devil art, only I or an intelligent demon can do. In order to dispel this jutsu, the user must be dead, which is not going to happen now, or the victim must have a higher chakra capacity. You don't have that kind of chakra level, so enjoy your suffering. Naruto faded away and Neji began to scream as he felt the burning of the seal on his forehead. Real-world Naruto was practicing his moves as Neji's screams expelled from his mouth. Neji began to roll around, clutching his head. The villagers who had hurt Naruto in the past paled in fear at the sight. Kami-sama, what kind of jutsu did you put him in? Genma whispered. Hinata was torn. A part of her wanted Naruto to continue torturing Neji, but the other conflicting side of her wanted Naruto to end his suffering. Naruto looked at Neji, clutching his head and tears flowing down his face. Well, this works out nicely. The villagers witness my wrath and my ability to torture him if they cross me and Neji gets some psychological pain. The next step is humiliation, he thought. 15 minutes are up. Naruto cancelled the genjutsu and Neji stopped clutching his head, panting in exertion. Then he gritted his teeth. Anger and rage flashed through his eyes. I am going to kill you, Naruto. I was just going to maim you in front of Lady Hinata to make her suffer, but now I changed my mind. Die. Neji's anger provided him with newfound speed and Naruto had to put up an effort at the enraged Hyuga's strikes. Shit, I really pissed him off, didn't I? He thought to himself as he twisted to the side to move. Then Neji tried to sweep kick him, but Naruto flipped over him, grabbing his ponytail to launch him to the wall. Neji came after him, but Naruto moved again to slap a seal on his back. The crowd's mouths dropped, and the women covered their children's eyes. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day that Neji would wear that, Tenten thought as she shuddered at the sight. Neji looked at himself to see that his clothes changed into green spandex and orange leg warmers. What the fuck did you do to me? He screamed at Naruto. Naruto blinked and started to laugh at him. Neji moved toward him only to feel uncomfortable with each step. Naruto moved while he was laughing his ass off while people were taking pictures. Then the Jinchuriki took off the seal and pulled down Neji's pants. Neji flushed in embarrassment as the crowd howled in laughter at the Sparta's new prank, and to make even matters worse, Neji was wearing pink boxer briefs. Hiashi covered Hanabi's eyes while Hinata gaped in horror at seeing her cousin's undergarments. Kiba howled in laughter as Sakura, Ino, and Tenten shut their eyes at the horrendous sight. Naruto whistled. Well, what do you know? Tough guys do wear pink. Remind me to put this on Mythbusters. Hiashi was chuckling lightly at Naruto's antics with a smile on his face while Hanabi was in shock. How is this happening? Neji has not even touched him once. This baka actually has been able to best him at every move. I refuse to believe that Neji is being beaten by this fool, this commoner. Meanwhile the contestants except Shino and Gaara were laughing hard, especially Kankuro. Azuma was taking pictures of Neji, so he could sell them on the internet to the Neji fan club while his teammate and friend, Kotetsu, was videotaping it. Oh hell yeah, this is definitely going on YouTube, he thought as he grinned. Neji pulled up his pants quickly and proceeded to attack, but Naruto got behind him, shouting, Konoha Taijutsu Ugi, Senengarashi Gilgamesh style. Naruto jammed his fingers into his ass and launched him into the tree. Dante and Nero along with the Hokage were chuckling lightly. Dante said, you got to admit, he definitely inherited your style of humiliating people in the worst way. Nero grinned, I agree with you there. The Cage scowled in his mind. Damn, I wanted to know what he could do. So far he has shown only one powerful B-rank genjutsu, the other I can't do unless I get his blood. Naruto-kun, Sasuke-kun, you both will be mine. Naruto thought, and finally the last step of all, total anal rapage mixed with some PWNage. Naruto thought as he slipped into his fighting stance, bouncing on his toes. Suddenly kunai was thrown in his direction, but Naruto used the greaves and gauntlets on his arms and legs to block them away as Neji ran out with murder in his eyes. Neji aimed a strike at Naruto's heart, but the Jinchuriki jumped to the side and back-fisted Neji in the face. Neji clutched his face as Naruto grabbed him by the scruff of his shirt and slugged him in the stomach. The Hyuga bent over, clutching his stomach, and began to dry heave, but Naruto didn't stop there. He continued to hit him in the same area, lifting Neji in the air and then lifted his leg to kick his opponent in the chin. Neji flipped backwards in the air due to the momentum. Neji quickly recovered and Naruto charged at him. Kaden, Neji shouted, spinning as a barrier of chakra surrounded him and flung Naruto backwards into the ground. Next, Neji quickly slipped into a familiar stance, gentle fist style, 8 trigrams 64 palms. Hiashi thought, amazing, Neji actually recreated the Kaden and the 8 trigrams 64 palms technique on his own. Although Hinata has shown great progress in her training, Neji is a true genius and will not be able to attain clan head since he is in the cadet branch. Perhaps, maybe you will bring down the main family, Hisashi. Hanabi thought smugly, hey, once that technique is unleashed, it will be all over, that commoner can't defeat my cousin Neji. Neji shouted, 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms, 64 palms. Naruto flew to the ground and Neji charged his chakra to his right palm, and now, the final blow. Hinata gripped her seat. Tenten let out a silent scream. Ino and Sakura watched in horror while Kiba shouted, "Naruto, you idiot. Move." Genma was about to stop Neji, but to his and everyone's surprise, Naruto caught Neji's wrist before the chakra-laced palm reached his head. Neji Hyuga, blood type O+, born on July 13, son of Hisashi and Miko Hyuga, both deceased living known relatives. Hinata Hyuga, Hiyashi Hyuga, and Hanabi Hyuga, former Rookie of the Year, nay. Naruto said casually with his head bowed. Neji sneered at him. "I am guessing that Hinata-sama or Hiyashi-sama told you my information." Naruto got up easily to his surprise. "Surprised, after each hit you gave me on that technique, I used my remaining chakra to release the sealed points and no, they neither told me about that information. I did research myself and, you know, for someone who believes in fate actually tries to defy it as well. You are such a hypocrite, Neji." Neji jerked his head away and attacked him, saying, "I have never defied my fate, you asshole." Naruto planted a well-placed kick to his chest, sending Neji into the wall. "Really now? Then let's recap, bitch-ass motherfucker." Naruto shouted. Fate supposedly made the cadet branch family to become the weakest link of the Hyuga clan. Neji moved out of his crater and moved against Naruto, but the teenager performed draw and shouted, "Straight." The punch connected as Naruto shouted, "But you defied that fate by recreating the Kaden and the 8 trigrams 64 palms technique. Then the Sparta launched him in the air. It was fate that Hinata could have defeated you with one mere hand sign that is connected to that seal on your forehead, but you defied that fate by facing her without fear and proceeded to beat her to an inch on her life, I might add, full house." Hinata thought, "Naruto-kun." Neji fell to the ground hard and struggled to get up. "This is for Lee-san. Neji, I will not unleash the full power of my youth." Naruto moved into the Goken stance. Neji's eyes widened as Naruto's chakra rose. Naruto moved with speed, punching and kicking Neji around the stadium like a pinball. Then Naruto kicked him into the air and instantly appeared behind him and wrapped him into bandages. "Take this, Ura Renge." Naruto moved quickly toward the ground to see Neji still falling to the ground. He stated, "It was fate that I was destined to lose to you, but I defied that fate by believing in myself, the urge to defend Hinata Heim's honor, and to get that annoying fate stick out of your ass." He began to charge up his right fist, glowing in a yellow light, "And now, you will pay the price for believing in such bullshit. Take this, Rising Dragon." He planted an uppercut to Neji's chin, and then he shouted, "Not yet, Divine Dragon." His charged left arm shot up to Neji's chin again, snapping Neji's head back up and making his body twist in the air since Naruto spinned while he did the uppercut. And now, shocking, Naruto's fist emitted a shockwave toward Neji's body, sending his battered and bruised body to the ground. Neji fell so hard that there was a loud crack heard throughout the stadium. No, Neji is not dead, just that his arms and legs broke in several places at the same time. He will be incapacitated, Neji thought in pain. I can't move at all. I guess that this is it, he is really going to kill me. Naruto looked at him with pity. Hinata has suffered as much as you, Neji. You never realized this, but her dream is to unite the Hyuga clan as a whole by removing that seal of hatred that your cadet branch has. Yes, you were correct about Hinata earlier. She is too kind and was not confident in her abilities, but you were wrong about her determination. It allowed her to steel herself and become confident enough to face you. She may not have won the physical battle, but she won her fight for your heart. Neji's eyes widened at Naruto's speech. I wanted to kill you for hurting my friend. I still do now, but I won't because it would cause Hinata grief to lose you, and she begged me to spare your life. Also, don't act like you know it all. There are others had it worse than you because of a seal. Naruto lifted his shirt to reveal his seal on his stomach. There are others who grew up without family or companionship because of their seals. So stop spewing that shit about fate. Fate can't control your life unless you wish it. Naruto was about to walk away unless he turned his head back to him. And your father, Neji, didn't die to protect the main family. He died, and I quote, for his brother and his family to prevent war against Kumogakure. Your uncle has a scroll written in your father's own hand before he died. Neji's eyes widened at this news as he was carried away on a stretcher. Winner. Naruto Sparta, Genma shouted. Then he thought, damn, he did serious damages to Neji. I think he broke a few ribs including his arms and legs. Naruto shunshin to the stadium as the crowd clapped while the majority of the civilians were inwardly panicking at the fact that they persecuted their Yondaime's only son. Oh, yeah. You bitches are screwed. Nice job, Naruto. A little sadistic, but nice. Shikamaru said to the Jinchuriki. Naruto smiled. Had to be done, Shika, had to be done. He nodded to Hiashi who left to go see Neji. Naruto appeared beside Hanabi. So Firecracker, did you enjoy the show? Hanabi said, you came here to gloat. Naruto said, no, but I came here to see if you learned your lesson. Never underestimate your opponent because he or she may be hiding their true nature. That was Neji's and eventually could be your downfall, remember that always, Hanabi. Hanabi said softly, I guess, that I have been blinded by pride. Naruto said, you are not the first to be blinded, you are the second person to lift the veil over your eyes. Hanabi asked, pray tell who the first was. Naruto replied, your father. I gave him a wake-up call and reminded him of a promise between your mother and him. Hanabi said, what was she like? Naruto said, your mother Hinote was like a cross between Hinata and you. Kind, but fierce when angered, she was also shy, but she was powerful. She helped me out a lot when I was younger and tried to adopt me many times, but your council along with the civilians would not allow it. She even was the one who taught me how to fight at the age of 7. She loved you very much, she would always rub her stomach every 5 minutes. Naruto paused, because of her death, I strive to be a ninja to protect Hinata and Hanabi, but then your father changed and I never got to see you since the council took advantage of Hiyashi's depression. Hanabi said with silent tears down her eyes, thank you, Naruto. Naruto smiled, hey, you finally called me by my name. Hanabi wiped her tears away, I try to humble myself. Naruto said, you do that. Then Virgil and Kasumi came to Naruto, finished already. Virgil asked. Naruto nodded, the fleas in our home have been terminated in our house. Kasumi replied, of course, do you have your fight on tape? Naruto said, yep, I will need something to laugh at when I am down. Two familiar voices rang out, Naruto. He turned to be glomped to the floor by Tenten and Hinata. Congratulations on your win. Kiba said, dude, that fight will go down in history, especially that humiliation, just wish it was the Uchiha. Naruto said, Neji will be fine, some pain and humiliation is a small price to pay unless someone puts in on YouTube. Hinata said, but couldn't you have been a bit more lenient? The Kyuubi Jinchuriki said, if I had, then he would have been changed at all. Sometimes that you have to give your family tough love. He kissed Hinata as Kiba muttered, it's about damn time you noticed. Hinata wailed, Kiba-kun. Then he laughed as he did the same to Tenten. Kiba and Ino's mouths gaped at him. Naruto, I can't believe that you are cheating in broad daylight. Ino shouted. Sakura said, no, Naruto being part of the Sparta clan falls under the Clan Restoration Act, which forces him to partake multiple wives like Sasuke. Naruto turned to look at Sakura, you have changed a lot, Sakura, usually you hit first, then ask questions when it comes to me. Sakura said with a light blush, that is because of your power, you have the power to change people just by meeting or fighting them. A gruff voice said, it's true, kid, you do have that kind of power. Naruto said, Zabuza, Haku-chan. Zabuza said, nice job, you got your vengeance and a spot at becoming Chunin. You used the information on him and twist his words around to make him reckless and easier to defeat. Impressive. Naruto said, he still is not here yet. Kakashi must have rub off on him. Sakura said, Naruto, aren't you going to introduce us to your friends? Naruto slapped his forehead, oh, sorry, that is Virgil Sparta, a cousin of mine and his companion, Kasumi. I stumbled on them in the village a few weeks ago. Virgil said, a pleasure to meet you all. Kasumi bowed, pleased to meet you all, Naruto-kun has spoken about you all. She looked at Tenten and Hinata, especially you two. Cage box. Lord Hokage, there is still no sign of Uchiha Sasuke. Rado whispered. The cage pretended not to hear, but listened carefully and inwardly panicked at Nero and Dante. Where is Sasuke-kun? Who are these two? Their chakra levels are stronger than my own. That blasted Sparta's name is written all over this, but my plan wasn't leaked. As long as the Sandaime doesn't know when I am attacking or how, I should be fine. Sarutobi thought to himself, now to confirm my suspicion. The Sandaime set the bait, it seems that I have no choice. Sasuke Uchiha will be disqualified. Orochimaru thought, no, I need to stop this, I need him to start my operation. The Cage said, Hokage Dono, please wait a little longer for Uchiha-san to arrive and fight my son. Sarutobi thought, got your bitch ass. According to Kin, the Cage has never called Gaara his son and doesn't give two shits about his well-being. Also you show too much interest in Sasuke and Naruto. The Hokage replied, you seem quite fond of this fight, Cage Dono. The disguised Cage of the Wind Country replied, I am along with many others would like to see this fight. Sasuke Uchiha, the last loyal Uchiha against Gaara of the Sand, the son of the Yondaime Cage, it is an interesting match, don't you agree? It would be disappointing to the daimyos and the audience. Sarutobi nodded, fine, I will allow Sasuke Uchiha more time, but he will not be promoted to Chunin. Chapter 13. Troublesome fighting. The crowd shouted in anger for them to start the next match, then Shikamaru said, Sasuke doesn't plan on coming. Shino said, he is wise to do so. The wise doesn't approach the dangerous. Naruto said, approaching them, oh, he will come. Sasuke can't resist a strong opponent. Naruto's eyes flickered to the side and Gaara's did the same. Kankuro whispered, if he doesn't come, the plan will. Temari said, this is bad, what are we going to do? Naruto whispered, I tell you what you are going to do, nothing. The two siblings stiffened as Naruto continued, you are to spread the word that the Cage is dead and Orochimaru, the murderer, is the one impersonating him during Gaara's match. Temari said, the Cage is dead. How can you confirm this? Naruto pulled out a recorder and pressed the button, I request that my son Gaara and Uchiha Sasuke fight in this match. It would be disappointing since the people came all the way to see him disqualified. Kankuro said, father never called Gaara his son ever in his life, it is no mistake, he is really dead. Naruto said, you will spread the word to your sensei and give him this recorder to play to the Sand Forces. You will leave Gaara to me since he is unstable, so act naturally until the signal is given, if you harm any of my friends, I'll kill you. The two slowly nodded, then Genma shouted, we will push Uchiha-san's match back and begin the next one. Will Sabaku no Kankuro and Aburame Shino please come down? Kankuro thought, so, if I wanted to get ready for the mission, I would have to forfeit the match since it doesn't matter, but I am going to have to buy time for a while. Genma moved on the wall to change the scenery and the platform flipped over to make it a forest clearing. The two boys came down and faced each other. Okay. Shino Aburame vs Sabaku no Kankuro, fight. The Aburame and Sunanin jumped back to give them some distance, then Kankuro slowly reached for his package, Kugutsu no Jutsu. He pulled the strap and the bandages fell to reveal Karasu, clicking ominously. Shino slowly had his Kikaichu bugs moved all over his body. I am a member of the Aburame clan. Our policy is to never underestimate our opponents no matter how small they are and to fight with our full strength. Kankuro growled, bring them on. Kankuro moved Karasu towards Shino and with a flick of his fingers, a hidden blade in its wrist popped out, surprising Shino. The Aburame heir moved away to see the blade sink into the tree behind him. Shino looked at the blade to see that the area surrounding the blade changed into a light purple color. The blade is laced with poison. He thought, I must be careful for any more surprises. Kankuro maneuvered his puppet to attack Shino again. Shino dodged the next hidden blade in the puppet's left wrist and then moved into the trees for cover. Kankuro stated, it's no use. He had the puppet followed Shino into the brush while the Aburame sat in silence, only hearing the constant chattering and clicking of the puppet. Kasumi said, this fight looks like it will go either way. Ino said, what do you mean, Kasumi? Kasumi said, the Aburame clan is known for their Kikaichu, bugs that feed off of chakra. Normally they are trackers or capturers to detain people from attacking, they are mainly long-range fighters. The one with the puppet is also a long-range fighter, but he has many flaws in short-range attacks. Shino with his bugs and Kankuro with his puppet, Karasu will be a tough match to call. Virgil said, it seems that neither of them have the upper hand in the fight. Kankuro found Shino and sent Karasu after him, activating his ribbed blades in the puppet. Shino threw 2 kunai at it to stop it and the puppet poofed to reveal a log. "Kawarimi," Shino said. Then he looked down and dodged it by jumping up in the open air, but Karasu followed after him. "Hey, you are making this way too easy," Kankuro said as he twitched his ring finger and middle finger. The puppet opened its mouth to shoot out 2 small knives. It hit Shino in his torso and shoulder dead on, making Kankuro pump his fist up. That did it. Suddenly Shino dissolved into a group of Kikaichu bugs, making Kankuro shout in shock, "Huh! Those bugs again!" Kankuro's eyes widened as he felt a presence behind him. Just in time, he turned to see Shino aim a punch at him, but the young puppet master ducked swiftly and moved away from him. He shouted, "So you made a bug clone and snuck up behind. Very clever, Aburame." Shino stated, "It is simple really, I could tell that your strength is long-ranged, not close combat. Furthermore, you have to focus all of your chakra and attention to control that little puppet of yours, which leaves your defense wide open." Kankuro smirked, "Thanks for the tip, but I am just getting started. If you think that it's the extent of my deadly ninjutsu, then you are in for a real treat. You haven't seen half of what Karasu can do. So far, he has been playing it safe." Kankuro reactivated his chakra strings and made Karasu open his elbow joints. Shino backed up in surprise as little purple balls of poison fog were blasted at him. Shino jumped onto a higher branch and then suddenly felt weak. Must have inhaled some of the poison smoke. Meanwhile the attacker hides in waiting for the poison to take effect. Kankuro smirked as he saw Shino panting heavily due to the poison's effect. The poison is slowly spreading through his system. Now it is time to end this. The puppet slowly came up behind Shino and activated its hidden blade. Shino turned around only to be slashed by Karasu, but the Aburame turned out to be another bug clone. These damn bugs, he should even be moving with that poison in his body. Kankuro thought as he tensed up, searching for a sign of the Aburame. Then he found him, hiding under the tree branch. "Ah, there you are. Allow me to put you out of your misery." Kankuro flicked his fingers only for the puppet to creak and resist his commands. What is going on? What is wrong with it? He thought. Then he noticed some bugs crawling in and out of the joints. Shino said, "It's no use. You can't move it now. I ordered the bugs to jam every one of its joints." Kankuro thought, so that was what he was after. He wanted me to attack him so he can get Karasu to stop moving. Now those creepy crawlies are going after my chakra strings. I forgot that those things eat chakra and the strings are leading them right to me. Kankuro snapped his connection and fling it, making the chakra strings flicker in random directions to confuse Shino of his location. He severed the strings himself. Damn, so close. Shino thought as his eyebrows furrowed. Then the Aburame moved from his location and Kankuro detached the head. What a sucker, he doesn't know that I can re-establish connections to my puppet quickly, which is why I am an expert puppeteer and, so what if you took out Karasu's body? I don't need it since every part of him is a lethal weapon. Karasu's mouth opened to reveal a large needle dripping with poison. Looks like you underestimated me, Bug Boy, for the last time. That poison is enough to knock out an elephant. You're finished. Shino gritted his teeth as he faced the needle head on, but suddenly the head stopped inches above his forehead and dropped to the ground. What? But how did he? Kankuro began to think until he felt something crawling on his hand. He looked down to see the beetles all over his hand. His beetles, they are eating the chakra strings right at the source. Kankuro broke his cover, screaming as bugs slowly covered his body. But, I don't understand, I made sure to cut the strings before they could find me. Shino replied, to answer your question, you were so worried about the beetles in the front that you never noticed the ones approaching you from behind. All this time, they were converging to the beacon on your headband. Kankuro said, to my what? Shino said, when I swung at you earlier, I purposefully missed to plant a beetle on your headband, a female beetle, which lets out pheromones so the males can pick up the scent and converge on it like a homing beacon. Kankuro looked up on his headband, so this beetle on my Hittite is a. Shino said, correct, a female beetle. Then Shino dropped to the floor and Genma said, due to double knockout, neither Shino Aburame nor Sabaku no Kankuro advances. The medics got Kankuro and Shino, who needed more treatment for the poison, but Kankuro gave them a fast-acting antidote discreetly and Kankuro was given a solider pill. Next, the scenery changed back to its normal state and Temari jumped down, riding on her fan. Genma said, "Well, you're eager. Oi, Shikamaru, get down here." Shikamaru thought, "What the hell? My match is now. Man, maybe I should forfeit." Suddenly Naruto kicked Shikamaru over the railing, making the shadow user fall unceremoniously on the ground. Shikamaru said, "Naruto, when I see you, I am kicking your ass." Temari said, "Come on, get up. Are you going to just lie down all day?" Shikamaru thought, "I got stuck with a girl again." Temari ran at him, "If you won't come, then I will." Genma said, "Hey, the match hasn't started." Temari didn't hear him and crashed the iron fan on Shikamaru, but the lazy boy quickly took out two kunai and embedded into the wall behind him. She looked up to see Shikamaru standing on top of the kunai with his hands in his pockets. "I hate to fight and I don't care about being chunin, but I can't stand losing to a woman. So I'll guess I will take you on," he said with a grin. Temari smirked as she opened her fan and blew a wind strike at him. Smoke billowed and Temari looked in the corner of her eye. "Well, he's great at running." Kankuro said, "Your lazy friend is going to get killed." Naruto shook his head. "No, Shikamaru may be lazy, but he hides his potential. He is able to think ahead at every possible situation and makes strategical moves against his opponents, but most likely he is going to win, but quit." Kankuro said, "I bet against that, 0.500 Ryo." Naruto smirked. "Deal." Temari thought, "Okay, he is a ninja that uses shadows and probably trying to lure me into the trees, I will fall for that." Shikamaru lazily thought, "Oh man, those clouds are lucky, so free. I really don't feel like doing this. I just became a ninja so I wouldn't be bothering, but I suppose that things are not that simple." Temari thought, "What the hell? Is he mocking me with that smile of his?" She shouted, swinging her fan, "Ninpu, Kamedachi no Jutsu." The wind blew harshly in the arena. Tenten thought, that move was the one that knocked Kiba out cold. Shikamaru has his hands full. Suddenly a shadow line appeared, rushing toward Temari, who moved quickly backwards until the shadow started to shrink. "Hey, there is a limit to how much you can shrink, stretch or change your shadow, isn't there? You can't stretch it any further than your normal shadow's surface area no matter how you change it." Shikamaru chuckled, "That's right." Temari then closed her fan and measured the distance, 15 meters and 32 centimeters. He can use other shadows, but he can't control them, so he is using the shaded area to increase his length. But unfortunately no matter if he goes to the edge, the length will be the same. Kankuro said, "Temari is better at long-range fighting, this match is over." Naruto smiled, "Nope, not yet." Shikamaru crouched and formed his thinking pose. Naruto said, "Even thought his grades were as bad as mine. He often said that he was too lazy to pick up his pencil to write, but he loves to play shogi a lot. Whenever he gets in a tight spot, he assumes that pose. His sensei Asuma gave him a IQ test in shogi form and found out that his IQ is over 200, he is a freaking genius." Kankuro said, "So he might win, not quit." Naruto answered, "We will see, he is out of his pose now." Temari commented, "So it looks like you are finally getting serious now." "Ninpu. Kamedachi." Shikamaru moved to cover in the trees and took off his shirt. "It is no use trying to hide. Stop running or give up." Suddenly two kunai were thrown. Temari dodged only to get in the path of another. She blocked it with her fan and a series of explosions were sounded in front and behind her. He attached explosive tags. She thought, he is trying to distract me. Then Shikamaru's shadow sprang in action. Temari thought, nice try, but your shadow can't pass this line. Wait, hold on. Ah, shit. The shadow, sure enough, passes over the line, making the wind user sprang backwards yet again. I see, she stated. You used those kunai as distractions to keep me occupied while the sun moves, giving me more leverage. This should be your limit now. Shikamaru said nothing, staring at her, and Kankuro shouted, Temari, above you. She looked up to see a makeshift parachute made out of Shikamaru's shirt and a kunai attached to the bottom of it. Sonova. Temari cursed as she dodged the growing shadow. You will not escape, Shikamaru declared. Temari moved as she thought. Impressive, using the kunai to distract me from his shadow and then using his shadow to distract me from looking up and noticing the parachute. But it's clear to me now. The shadow stopped and receded back a bit, so Temari stopped and flipped open her fan and placed it in front of her. I need to finish this quickly. His shadow will move farther as the sun moves, so I will use Bunshin no Jutsu, which will draw his attention to it. Then I will jump out and use all my chakra into the strongest possible Komedachi to rip him apart. Now where is his shadow? Good, it's nowhere near me. Temari thought. Initiating attack, Bunshin no. Suddenly she froze and thought, what? I'm frozen. Shikamaru sprang his hands apart, finally Kajimane no Jutsu success. Temari said, but your shadow was nowhere near me, how did you get me? Shikamaru said, I let you look behind you. He turned his head and Temari under his jutsu spell did the same. Temari's eyes widened as she saw a hole behind her and sure enough, his shadow connecting to hers. When you used the Komedachi jutsu, you loosed some of the gravel in where Neji was at, thus I used those kunai wrapped with an explosive tag with a little extra kick, making a hole in front and the back of you. The two made a tunnel and then I lured you over to this spot with all of those distractions and failed successions like my little puppet. Temari gritted her teeth while Shikamaru said, checkmate. Kankuro said, he won, looks like I win the bet with his next move. Naruto said, wait for it. Ino shouted, go. Choji munched ferociously as Shikamaru and Temari walked towards each other, then they both raised their hands as the shadow wielder said, that's it, I quit. Kankuro and Ino said, huh. Naruto held out his hand, pay up, bitch. Shikamaru said, those failed successions used up my chakra. I had thought up over 200 moves and I'm getting tired of this, one match is enough for me. Plus I can only hold you for about 5 more minutes. Genma shouted, winner. Sabaku no Temari. Shikamaru's shadow moved back to him and Temari looked at him. Naruto air-tricked down and nodded to Temari, who left immediately along with Kankuro to notify Baki of Orochimaru's treachery. The Jinchuriki walked to Shikamaru, nice job, Shikamaru. Here is 500 ryo for your troubles. Shikamaru said, raising his eyebrow, you bet on me quitting. Naruto nodded, yeah, I did, I know you would be too lazy to continue to another match. I can't believe you keep our old defective explosive tags. Shikamaru said, memories of our pranking days, good times, good times. Plus they have served their purpose. Suddenly leaves began to fall down and swirl in the center to reveal Sasuke and Kakashi standing back to back in the midst of the falling leaves. Mine, Naru-kun's was better. Hinata, Naruto, Kasumi and Tenten thought. Arena door. Oh, Guy-san, Lee-san, you're finally here. The match between Sabaku no Gaara and Uchiha Sasuke will begin shortly. Lee asked, wait, what happened to Naruto Uzumaki and Neji Hyuga's match? The two Chunin looked at each other and busted out laughing up a storm. Actually it's Naruto Namikaze's Sparta and man, that match was hilarious, but the Hyuga lost big time and did a tribute by performing a copy of secondary Lotus move. But he made sure that he said the move was copyrighted by the Konoha Green Beasts and making Neji wearing your uniform and realizing his flames of youth. One of them said between laughs. Lee and Guy were shocked at the revelation and moved quickly to find Naruto. Arena Genma said, your name. Sasuke was dressed in a one-piece bodysuit with the Uchiha sign on his back. His left arm was covered with bandages and a black spiral surrounding it just like his legs. His hair was a bit longer and ended near the tip of his chin. Uchiha, Sasuke, he said. Naruto said, you showed up. Sakura said, is that? Lee said, walking up, yep, it is Sasuke, Sakura-chan. Sakura said, ah, Lee-san. Oh, this is Virgil Sparta and Kasumi, Naruto's cousin and friend. Virgil nodded and Kasumi bowed to Lee, nice to finally meet you, Lee. Naruto had told me nothing but great things about you, I'm sorry that your arm and leg are crushed. Lee's eyes were downcast for a moment, but then he smiled, it is okay, I will be fine, Kasumi-san. Kasumi placed a hand on his shoulder to discreetly transfer a light green chakra into his arm. Lee immediately felt his leg and arm's pain leave him and moved his fingers, what did you do? Kasumi smiled, Me, nothing. Nothing at all. Lee was confused and whispered, Arigatou gozaimasu. Lee broke the cast to Guy in Sakura's shock. Guy said, Lee, your injuries. Lee said, my arm and leg, they feel better and yet different. Guy looked at Kasumi, who was looking at Naruto. Whoever this lady is, there is more to her. Sasuke said, well, I can't disappoint my fans, most of the village came to see me fight. I take it you won the first match. Naruto said, naturally, be careful. You already made Sakura worry by being late and I am pretty sure I can't make another one of you. Sasuke said, got it. Naruto grabbed Shikamaru and air-tricked back up into the stands while Gaara moved down the stairs. Soon Kakashi followed them. Kya, Sasuke-kun, Ino squealed. Already forgot about us, huh, Ino? Naruto said. Ino had the decency to give him a sheepish smile, then the Jinchuriki looked at Lee and assumed the nice guy pose. Hey, Lee, nice of you to join us. Your arm and leg. Lee returned the pose, thanks, Naruto-kun. Sorry I miss your youthful match and my injuries, let's just say that you have amazing friends. Naruto thought, Kasumi-chan, thanks. Kasumi blushed, it was nothing, Naru-kun. They still have the mental link to each other. Naruto waved his hand, dismissing Lee's apology. Hey, no sweat, somebody was bound to record it anyway. Now let's watch the match. Hakureisaiga finally, we are near the end of the Chunin exam arc. Sarutobi knows that Orochimaru is next to him and Dante and Nero are nearby. The Unholy Alliance has planned to give Orochimaru a helping hand and Suna knows of Orochimaru's treachery. Will Kasumi confess her feelings? How will Naruto save Tayuya? How will he deal with Gaara? All of these questions will be answered in the next chapter of The Destiny of Sparta's Descendant. Dante, that slithering bastard, has been alive for too long, it is time to end his existence. Naruto, yeah, but somehow I have a feeling he will come back. Virgil, that is true, Orochimaru never liked death at all. Hakureisaiga, before we go, here is the omake I promised. Omake Neji's humiliation after the Chunin exams. Neji's body was healed up in about 7 weeks. Neji said, finally I can move again, time to go home and apologize for my actions. As soon as he walked out of the room, he was ambushed by his fan club. His screams were muffled as his clothes were ripped from his body and well, practically, he was raped by the Neji fan club. Aren't you glad that Tenten is not part of the Neji fan club anymore? Neji was put in the hospital for another 2 weeks and had to attend a psychiatrist to work over the mental trauma of fangirl rape. Neji had to borrow a doctor's coat to pose as one and avoided the rabid species, Homo fangirlus. When the coast was clear, Neji moved quickly to his home, but he was stopped by the spandex-wearing men of doom, Rock Lee and Maida Guy. What is all this about, Sensei, Lee? Guy said, Neji-kun, you have found your springtime of youth, it is youthful that you decided to join our cause. Neji said, what cause? Guy replied in the nice guy pose, to unite the world in the basking glory of youth. Lee pulled out a green spandex suit which was eerily in Neji's size. Oh hell, Neji said as he tried to run, but he was caught and dragged into the forest. Next thing, he knew he was found in the fetal position by one of his fangirls after being hugged in Guy and Lee's still unbreakable genjutsu. Once again, the Hyuga was stuck in the hospital for mental trauma, again, and had to see a psychiatrist, again. A month later, Neji found that people were staring and laughing at him, but he couldn't figure out why. He was at home where he found one of the elders laughing his ass off while facing the computer. Neji moved into the room and looked at the computer to see that somebody uploaded a video of his ass being kicked and his humiliation. Neji fainted and thought, oh, bugger. Neji vowed to never piss off Naruto or hurt Hinata again lest he should face humiliation again, only it would be 10 times worse. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as well as checking out the author on fanfiction.net.